Boye gbogbo awo aboru boye ẹ̀yin babaláwo èèyàn ìbọrù boye oyan.
Garo, good morning. This is Oluo Fakolade of Idinka Ifa Temple. We welcome you at Kabo. We welcome you to temple service, our Ile Juba temple service. And I want to begin with morning prayers to bring in the spirit of the Irumole, to bring in the spirit of Olodumare. Mojuba Olorun, Mojuba Leda, Mojuba Loromare, Mojuba Bobo Rumle, Mojuba Bobo Imale, Mojuba Boy Tembili Soloromare. Mojuba Miss Mother Dear Lucille Dansmer, Mojuba Darta, Mojuba Basement, Senior Mojuba Fidenis, Mojuba Clifford Watkins, Mojuba Dalit, Mojuba Zion, Mojuba Nago, Mojuba Holmes, Mojuba Watkins, Mojuba Kenny, Mojuba Katie Beck, Mojuba Skabel, Mojuba James Oris, Mojuba Benino Chun, Wambo Mill, No Block, Dennis, Agustin Mill, Mojuba Bobo Egun, Tembili Solomare. Ajogbe, you hear people's please, accept please. He hears people's please, approves please. He talks people and shows the talk, it's completely absorbed. He hears people's please, accept please, name be fire. He hears people's please, approves please, name show die. He talks people and shows that the talk is completely absorbed. His name or Ishanla, you the person most human beings. The person most one cannot fail to impress one. Strike frogs when some's rainfall, bull frogs when some's downpour. It is whatever the accurate you pond to you tells earth, whatever the earth accepts, whatever the big rat tells earth, what earth accepts. All what I tell you, Father, please accept them and approve them. Autorete, to show gratitude upon gratitude is all of our gratitude. To display benevolence upon benevolence is the hour of our benevolence. Whoever's not show gratitude for yesterday's benevolence, such a person now see today's utility. These were the decorations to the 401 at Roomland. We're going to Mayo Pue, Daughter Fuji. These also decorations to Orumila. We're going to Mayo Pue, Daughter Fuji. I'm grateful. I see my gratuity. I'm grateful for yesterday's favor. I see today's gratuity. Oh, Turete, we are very grateful. Ashe. Awadupe. Awabure. Awadupe. Awabure. Adupe. Anahu. Awabure. Tunem. Olodumare. Awadupe. Awabure. Awadupe, awabure, adupe, anau, awabure, tunebo, orien, awadupe, awabure, awadupe, awabure, adupe, anau, awabure, tunebo, irumole, awadupe. Awabure, awadupe, awabure, adupe, anau, awabure, tunebo, legun lorisha. Olodumare and the divinities. We thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, shelter. We ask for your forgiveness. We call on the Odu Ifa Erosu Etutu. Pounding down without soup can be very difficult to consume. These were the decorations Ifa to Tutu, the child of Agbeneregum. He was full of bad character. His bad attitude had prevented him from now come to solicit on behalf of Tutu. Come to beg on behalf of Tutu. How many children does Ifa have that he will cast for now? Those who beg on behalf of Tutu. Ifa, we ask that you would support us. We thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We ask that you would push away death, push away sickness, push away cases and controversies, ward our fight, litigation, losses in our fights from us. Bring forth to us long life, wealth, good spouse, good children, peace of mind, joy, healing, victory, and all the good things of life. We call on Ogbe Alara. Orumila says, time to sleep. I echo this time to sleep. When the day dawned, I met Orumila in the 16th room, where he covered his head with the flowing gown full of lice. He was wearing a dress full of bloodstains. He was snoring heavily. They told him that a delegate from his hyperride, Arun, inquired about the delegate they brought. They told him they brought 2 rats swift and running, 2 fish graceful in swimming, 2 birds swift in flight, and 2 roasts with big livers. Arun said, that is not enough to wake him up. I admit my ignorance. Please educate me. Montuna Karaba, I hide myself in your bosom and survive. Montuna Karaba. The dog hang masquerade to be Sagbadron repeatedly. The dog hang masquerade to be Sagbadron repeatedly to perform rituals because of children. You are the leaders. We are the followers. Leaders are the ones who show the followers wisdom. Aruna told them to get alligator pepper, to get colina, to get bitter colina. The Akapo got the alligator pepper. He got the colina, got the bitter colina, and he got the alcohol. That is right. It's now that he is fully awake. Oh, Rumi lie when you are fully awake. Please look at me with your eyes of compassion. It's with eyes of compassion that the heavenly stars usually look at the stars below. Orumla, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes which help one to secure great wealth. There's such good eyes that the heavenly stars usually look at the stars below. Orumla, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes which help one to secure good spouses. Such good eyes my spouse should use and look at me with. Arumila, when you are fully awake, please look at me with your eyes which help one to bear many children. There's such good eyes a child should use and look at a decorated plate. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of all era in life. Sure. Before we ask that you would continue to push away death, push away sickness, push away cases and controversy, ward off fights, ward off litigation, losses in our fights. Come and support us now, Ola Domari and all of the divinities. We call on you. We ask you to support us and help us to be strong. Help us to hear this message and be able to truly walk in our own ashe, walk in our power that is divinely given. We call on you. We call on you. We ask that you would push my ego out of the way. Move any of my judgments, my fallibility. Please move anything that is a mistake out of the way and let us hear from you. Emma kami mene amo, Emma kami mene ano, Emma kami mene adelo. Etamu letori fa loni, ebora timpa. Eni banami, tifa lelejo. Oshitura, tiny other feet of Tubu. The stripe of a chameleon is not big enough to use his headgear. Had it been enough to use his headgear, I would have taken it home and done my hair with it. These are decorations fired to the 401. Irumale, we're going to marry Susie. Oshitura, tiny other feet of Tubu. The stripe of a chameleon is not big enough to use his headgear. Had it been enough to use his headgear, I would have taken it home and done my hair with it. These are decorations to Arula. These are decorations to Oshiarula. Oshiarula is a good awo. Oshitura, I kick in a baggy sa. He extract sharply against the tree. Cassie fought for Rumla when he used to get Iba and a chef from Ludamar. If in our world tells you you should be wealthy, you shall surely be wealthy. I kick in baggy sa. In the mouth of an owl is Azibana share. In the mouth of an owl. If no tells you have joy, you shall live joy. I kick in baggy sa. In the mouth of an owl is Azibana share. In the mouth of an owl. If no tells you have victory, you shall have victory. I kick in baggy sa. In the mouth of an owl is Azibana share. In the mouth of an owl. I share. Àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi o, àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Bọ́bọ́n tí mo bá màmá wí o, ìrúnmọlẹ̀ ó bà, Ifá ó bà o, àṣẹ òrìṣà lẹ́nu mi. Bí mo dúró, tí mo súre, bí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀, tí mo súre, bí mo kúnlẹ̀, tí mo súre. Tí mo jókòó, tí mo súre, ire tí mo sùn orí ti bọ́. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ìyẹn ni ọ̀, Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ẹni. Mọ̀júlọ mi fa wá mọ́rí. Orí ẹni làrúrẹ ẹni. Ṣe. Boboretatu. Ìfà ọba Ọlọ́run. Àti bàtájú. Ìfà ọba Ọlọ́run. Ó ṣe àrú ìlà ìfà ti bó. Olodumare and the divinities, we thank you for life, health, strength, food, clothing, and shelter. We thank you for providing for us. We thank you for guiding us, directing us, protecting us, and keeping us safe. We ask that you would continue this process. Help us to hear the words of Olodumare. Help us to hear the words of Ifa today. I pray that you would support us throughout the week and help us to truly stand and walk in our Ashe. Ashe, Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Aboato. Thank you all for joining us today. Once again, this is Oluo Fakola Day of Vidinka Ifa Temple. I ask you all today to join us and also like and share. If the things that we're saying are incredible and supportive to you, please like and share at this time. Share this with some people because we have a very special message today. Very special message about walking in your own power, walking in your God given power, your God given energy. I want you also, at this time, those people who are joining us, I want you to tell me where you're from. Give us a shout out. Please let us know where you're tuning in from. You can put a comment in the box and we will acknowledge you. Please join us. So, without any further discussion, let us get right into the juice, the meat of what we're talking about today. And today is about walking in your power. It's a special message because we want to talk about Ashe. We're discussing power, your own personal power. And Ifa, you have power. You have your gifts. You have your ability to cultivate your character. And your character is really the unique aspect that is the power source of your own power. Your character is the power source of the power. What I mean by that is we talk so much about Iwapwele. We talk so much about what Iwa is. But what we also need to do is talk about what Iwa does for us. What does good character do? What is the effect of being a good person? So I have some points to make today. So the essence first of good character is sacrifice. We talk about Ebo, but really, what is Ebo? Ebo is sacrifice, but on a deeper level, Ebo is submission. Ifa says in Oshe Bile, I would have taken this path and I would have taken that path. In stages does one bury one's dear friend. These we Ifa's declarations for Orumila when he was doing all things without success. He was advised to offer Ebo and also to take Olodumare as his father. Please come rescue me. My God, please come to my rescue. You are the one I rely upon. Please come to my rescue. My God, please come to my rescue. You are the pillar of support. Please come to my rescue. My God, please come to my rescue. Nobody relies on Olodumare for that person to be humiliated. Please come to my rescue. My God, please come to my rescue. What this Ifa is talking about is we have to be able to get to a point where we put our total trust in God. Put our total complete trust in Olodumare. Put our total complete trust in the Irumole. Put our total and complete trust in Ifa. When we talk of sacrifice, sacrifice is submission. The Oxford Dictionary defines submission as the act or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person. When we speak of this aspect of yielding, agreeing, accepting, what we're yielding to, accepting, and agreeing to is the directives of Olodumare. In this sense, we must adhere to the directives of Ifa in order for us to have power. When we speak of that, what that also is tapping in to your destiny. When we make a bow, aside from making a bow in the physical sense, but in more of that spiritual, essential, internal sense, when we make Ebo, when we sacrifice, we are indeed submitting to the will of Olodumare, submitting to the will of Ifa, submitting to the will of our destiny. So that's the first point. Sacrifice is submission. When we sacrifice and we submit, we are given the power or the unlimited power of Olodumare. We tap into that essence when we sacrifice. So when we talk of sacrifice, we can't talk of power and having a level of sacrifice without speaking on an aspect of being devoted. Devotion. We speak of, oh, I'm an Orisha devotee, I'm an Ifa devotee. But what in the world does it mean to be devoted to Ifa? We talked about submission, we talked about sacrifice, but what does it mean? What are the physical aspects of devotion? Ifa says, and Otropon, Otra, Itajare Oro, I beseech you, Irele Jare Oro, we plead with you. These were Ifa's declarations for Orunmila when he was doing good deeds in the land of Ife, and it was misconstrued as evil. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Now, Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let there be peace in Otu Ife. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let there be peace in Otu Ife. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let the pregnant women deliver safely. Ita Jare, Irele Jare, let the barren women have the blessings of the fruit of their womb. Ita Jare, Irele Jare. This is such a powerful Ifa because in this Ifa, we're talking about a process where Orunmila was doing Oro rituals. And when you perform rituals to Oro, you do so in the dead of the night. You don't do it in the daylight hours because it is a secret and esoteric process that is happening when we do rituals to Oro. And we bring out Oro to do things like cleanse the community of crimes against humanity. If there's a community where there's a lot of prostitution, we bring Oro out. If there's a community where there's child molestation, we bring Oro out to cleanse the community of that, to remove it. When people are dying mysteriously, we bring Oro out. When in the midst of war and gang violence, we bring out Oro to quill and bring that down. Also, when there are things like hauntings happening in a household or a family, we bring Oro out to stop it and calm those things. So Oro is a very powerful force for good, and we use it to bless the community. So Orunmila himself was an Oro devotee, but he was out in the dead of night doing Oro rituals in order to bring peace and healing and joy to the community. As he was doing his actions, the people believed that Orunmila was doing evil. They began to talk and say that Orunmila is the one who is doing things to bring the community down. He's the one who is responsible for the women who are not giving birth to children, the men who are impotent. He is responsible for the poverty, for the famine in the land. Orunmila is responsible for that. And when Orunmila was hearing all these bad rumors about himself, he went for Ifa consultation. And the Babalao told Orunmila that the reason why the people were saying this and saying that he was doing evil was because they could not hear what he was praying for. And when we say that, the Babalao also told Orunmila, continue to do your work. Just speak up. When we speak of this aspect of devotion, Orunmila, even though he was doing good, it was misconstrued as bad, and people were judging him negatively. He maintained and stayed devoted to the process. So he continued to go out and pray. And when he was praying, he would speak up. Ita jare, rele jare, let the barren women have the blessings of the fruit of their womb. Ita jare, rele jare, let everyone be happy and healthy. These are the things that Orunmila was actually praying for. So what Ifa is saying here is we have to be devout. What does that mean? Consistent. We're speaking of devout in the sense of being consistent. Devotion. Devotion is the act of being devout, but it also means to be sincere, to have loyalty, to show love and serve with enthusiasm. These are the things that we need to come to the Irumole with. We need to come to Ifa with. We need to come to these forces in a way that we're enthusiastic, loyal, sincere about our worship, about the process. This is also devotion. Orunmila was consistent. He was loyal. Just because people were talking bad about him for doing work for the community and working with Oro, he didn't blame Oro. He wasn't like, oh man, this is wrong. He continued the process and worked through it. He stayed the course. When we speak of this, I ask you, are you a devotee? When we speak of having this power and walking in your power, I ask, are you a devotee? How can we be better devotees? Do you tap into source when there's a problem? If an issue comes, do we cuss out the person on the road, or do we go into source? What do we do when we wake up? Do we talk bad about folks, or the first thing we do before we leave the house is go pray? Do we check in with our source? Do we check in with Ifa, or do we just leave the house without doing anything? Enjoy Do we acknowledge where that joy came from and give thanks? Is joy and blessings, are they just merely taken for granted? When we perform morning prayers with our families in particular, when we perform morning prayers with our family, it is an opportunity to check in with the family, to check in with Olodumare, to check in with the Irumole. They'd say a family that prays together stays together. Families need to pray more together. We need to begin this process of doing morning prayers, because doing morning prayers, doing that process is also an aspect of devotion. Being devoted also means when I go to my shrine, I give my shrine what it wants. I give Oshun what Oshun wants. I figure out what Oshun wants. I don't just go to Oshun on my Odunifa. I don't just go to Ogun on my Ogun Ifa, or my Odun. I don't just go there then. I'm going every day, or I'm going on Oshe Ogun Day, Oshe Oshun Day. I go to my shrine. I go to the divinities on that particular day, and I stick in and I dig in and I pray. And you might cry and you might sweat and you might get tired. You might get bit by mosquitoes, but you are there in front of that shrine. And it's important because the Irumole see that. That is the currency that gives you and unlocks levels of your Ashe, devotion. Imagine if you go to your shrine every day about a problem. Instead of you worrying about your problem, you worry Olodumare about your problem. You worry Ifa about your problem. How many of us can say we do that? Devotion to destiny manifests miracles. That's the second point. Devotion, being devoted is an aspect that assists us in being consistent. The Irumole know us and we know them. We know God. We develop a personal relationship. That is the essence of being devoted. Can we say we have a personal relationship with the Irumole we are initiated to? Can we say, you know what, I feel like Eshu needs this? And you go and check, and Eshu says yes. Are we communicating with the Irumole? Devotion to destiny manifests miracles. Devotion to deities manifests our miracles. That's our second point. So my last point is confidence. Once we have given sacrifice, we have submitted, we are devoted, then is there a reason to fear the things outside of us? Is there a reason to fear problems? There isn't. Ifa says in Osaofun, big forests are known to shift their base, and high mountains are known to move to other places from time immemorial. Small rivers and streams have not been known to change their routes. These Ifa's declarations to Ifa ni mo bojule, it is Ifa I rely upon, their child in Otu Ife. He who propitiates Ifa in a wonderful way. He was advised to offer Ebo, he complied, Now, jiggity-ding-ging, hola, bola. Ifa, it is you I rely upon. Opwe, it is you I rest my back upon. Baba Lawo sent negative preparations, but they did not affect me. Jiggity-ding-ging, hola, bola. Ifa, it is you I rely upon. Wizards tried endlessly to attack me, but they did not affect me. Jiggity-ding-ging, hola, bola. Opwe, it is you I rest my back upon. Witches, they tried endlessly to attack me, but they did not affect me. Jiggity-ding-ging, hola, bola. Ifa, it is you I rely upon. Opwe, I rest my back upon you. Ifa is saying here, if you rely and rest upon Ifa, if you have tapped into Source, if you are devoted to Source, you have sacrificed and submitted to the Source, why do you have to be afraid of wizards? Why do you have to be afraid of bad people? Why do you have to be afraid of them? All you need to do is offer your ebo and focus on what Ifa had said. Why should we entertain any fear, anxiety, trepidation? These emotions introduce doubt into the process, and that doubt will totally undermine our objective. We don't need to be overly bold. We just need to be confident. We just need to be self-assured because we know our abilities. We know what we are here to do. We know what we have done. We know what abo we have offered. Confident in what we have done and confident in the knowledge of what Ifa had said. That is what we're looking for here. Ifa says in Ogbe Ofun, Oluwowo Jiwowo di Fa Fun. He was the Awo cast Ifa for Eku. He and revealed the same Ifa for Ero, which is fear. He cast Ifa for Orumila when Orumila was in the midst of enemies, when he was in constant fear of the Ajogun. He was advised to offer Ebo. He complied. Now, Oluwowo Jiwowo, it is Iku. If I see Iku, I will crush him. Oluwowo Ji Odijiwowo. If I see Arun, I will crush him. Oluwowo Ji Odiji Oluwowo. I wish to see losses for me to destroy them. Oluwowo Di Oluwowo. It is my wish to see problems for me to crush them. Oluwowo Ji Odiji Oluwowo. Travelers to Ipo and Ofa, join us where we offer Ebo to overcome our enemies. Both Iku, death, and fear have no power over us. That's what Ifa said. I didn't say that. I didn't add that inflection at the end. That is what Ifa said. When we look at this Ifa, what is happening? Orumila was in constant war against his enemies. Both death and fear wanted Orumila's total destruction. So Orumila was worried. He was actually afraid. Death and fear then enlisted the Ajogun. And then came death, sickness, litigation, losses, problems. Orumila then got to such a level that where Orumila went and he cast Ifa. And when he went for Ifa consultation, the Babalawo told him that he would be able to overcome all these problems. Orunmila will be able to overcome it all and be victorious over all the Ajogun if he conquered one first. And that one was fear. If Orunmila could only conquer fear, he would remove the problems of the other Ajogun. He was then advised to offer a bow, and he was also told to use 200 snail shells. And he would take those snails and he prepared them, made a soup, and he fed his community. He tied the shells to string and tied them to a stick. And so those 200 snail shells kind of dangled down. And when he complied with this abo, Orunmila then was carrying the abo and carrying the staff with the stick with the snail shells on it, and he was walking confidently. The Ifa says he was stomping, marching. He was walking in his power to put the elbow down. And as he was walking, he would hit the staff on the ground and it would jingle. And he started singing a song. Orunmila said, Oluwowo ji odi ji oluwowo. I wish to see fear for me to crush him. Oluwowo ji odi ji oluwowo. And he didn't know that fear was right behind him. When fear heard this and he heard the jangling of those snails on the staff, fear got scared and confused and ran away. And fear started thinking like, wow, what is this sound? It sounds like skulls shaking. If Orunmila could do this, what could Orunmila do to me? Fear took to his heels and ran away. The Ajogun also were laying in wait near the Eshu shrine where Orunmila was going to place his ebo. He started singing again, Oluwowo, G-O-D, G-Oluwowo. I wish to see death. I wish to see illness. I wish to see litigations and losses for me to crush them. Oluwowo, G-O-D, G-Oluwowo. All of the Ajogun heard this, and they heard the jangling of those snail shells on his staff, and they took to their heels. All the Ajogun began to run. This is how Orunmila overcame them all. Ifa says that what we need most is to overcome fear. Having fear, anxiety, uncertainty is one main way for us to undermine what we've done. If we've offered ebo and then we keep thinking, man, is this ebo gonna work? Is my prayers, I've been praying, but are my prayers gonna work? We then cut a hole in the energy, the auric space that supports us. We cut a little slit right there, and then it opens. It opens up so that a problem can kind of creep in. People worry so much about witchcraft, but don't recognize that when you focus on that negative force, when you fear it, it has power over you. That is when it opens up a space saying we need to be bold. I'm not saying that we need to tempt these forces. All I'm saying is that we need to recognize that we too have power. And once we offer ebo, once we do what we need to do, we need to have confidence. We need to walk and be reticent in the fact that we have done everything that we could. Now I'm going to leave it up to Olodumare. I've done everything. I've been, I've sacrificed, I've submitted, I've been devoted. I've done everything I can do. I will walk confidently. If I have a little bit of fear, I'm gonna fake it and act like I don't. If the doctor says one thing, but Ifa says something, I'm gonna fake it. I'm gonna keep my face. I'm not gonna let it break me. Nope. Ifa didn't say I was sick. I'm gonna walk forward and do what I need to do. It ain't no blind stuff. It ain't no it's out the blue. No, it's nothing like that. This is spiritual science we talk about. I will walk confidently. That's the final point. Confidence in yourself. Orunmila has confidence in Ifa. So we too must have confidence in Ifa. And in having this confidence, I want to give us a bonus point. Couple of bonus points. When we walk in confidence and we have all those wonderful things lined up, what we need to do in the end is rejoice and celebrate. Rejoice in the fact that we have overcome. Along with that, with all of it put together, in doing those things, what we also are doing in essence is willing our blessings into existence. We have to see it, visualize it, call it forth, call it into existence, do all the necessary processes that we need to do to have the life that we are destined to have, and then visualize it and call those blessings into existence. We have to will it into existence. And this is a process of our wills. That's why I say that in so many cases, when we're doing this work, I tell my wife all the time, we need to have counseling. We need to get our minds right. We need to get or rewrite so that we can do this, so that we can think clearly. Because there are so many blessings, so many great things that our destiny has the potential of, but we don't have it yet because we can't see it. We don't have the capacity of our destiny. We don't have the capacity or the complete understanding of the potential of Olodumare. And truly, in some respects, we don't believe. So confidence is going to be that other factor that we've got to inject in this so that we can walk forward and truly walk in our destiny. This is what we need to do in order to find, follow, and fulfill our destiny. Walk in your power, walk with Ashe, be devoted. Sacrifice is submission. Devotion to destiny will manifest our miracles, and devotion to the divinities will deliver dividends. This is how we must moving forward. Aboru Aboye. I thank you all so much for listening to what we had to say today. I pray that it was something that is rich and blessing and beneficial for you. I ask once again, please like and share. Share this with your friends and family because these are some very valuable things. People need to understand these aspects of Ifa. outside of the idea of things that people have to pay for, things that people have to do. Sometimes being in the space where Ifa is being spoken of, being chanted, hearing and feeling the vibrations of the messages can change your DNA. I said it. It will change your DNA. So the more folks that hear these good messages will be transformed. Thank you. So I'm checking the comments. Hey, Abora Boye, Ifaleke, good to see you. Oh, from Trinidad Tobago. Hey, Dion from San Diego. Alafia to you. Okay. Jojo King. I think that's North Carolina. James from North Carolina. What's up? Alafia to you. From Maryland. Kavana. Abo Shishe Aboto. Jojo. All right. Shantae. Hey, Abo Shishe Aboto. Ashe, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for tapping in with us. All right. Annette. Abo Shishe Aboto. Good to see you. All right. Derek from Trinidad Tobago. What's up? What's up? Taylor Crumpkin. Abo Shishe Aboto. Hey, thank you. Yes, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. Sometimes you do. Right? Hey, thank you so much, James. Aboraboye. Hey, Dinah. Abo Shisha Aboto. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, Taylor, we've done Itatogun. I'll share some of the messages in terms of that. Thank you, Kavana. My sister, Awojola, Ashe. Thank you so much for joining us. Ashe, Maisha Walker Dean, what's up? Ashe, Ashe, Oloye, Oluwo, Aboshisha Aboto. You are very welcome. So thank you all once again for joining us. Thank you all. If you all would like to learn more about becoming a member of Idinka Ifa Temple, you can go to www.idinkaifatemple.com. Okay, you can go there. You can find out more. Go to services, and we have a yearly membership, and we also have a process where you can participate in Itatogun every 17 days. And as you participate every 17 days, you can contribute the amount that you can contribute. It's like $40 per Itatogun per family. So you contribute that you contribute that money, and that is for your whole family. We can do yearly if you like, and you can go to the website and get more details in terms of that. Itatogun was yesterday. We got the Odu, Otura Orire, and so you can go to Facebook or YouTube and you can see the messages. Uploading the video to the website. I need to check because for some reason, sometimes the videos are not showing. So I'll check that this week so that we can resolve that problem. In terms of the Odu, we have 2 akoshe. One akoshe is with bananas, and I may be able to send the ierosun to people for them to perform that akoshe on their own. The other akoshe, or the other ikofa, requires bitter leaf stalk and baby chick. So I need to do that. If that is a ikofa or ikofa that is best done in person. So if you live in the LA area, you can get here. we can do it like that. All right. So I thank you once again for joining us. I thank you for your donations. Thank you, Maisha. You always show great support, Maisha Alafia. We thank you so much for all of your donations and your support, those of you who do donate. I also want to say we have our Conversations with Ifa class Friday. We did it this Friday. We talked about taboo. It was really good. So if you want to learn about Ifa, learn more, you can join our class, which is, I do it every other Friday, perhaps first and third Fridays. Sometimes it varies. In terms of that, the class is free. All you have to do is register on the website. And then if you like, you can make donations. So we do this as a service to the community to allow and share more Ifa information. So please join us there, and also tap into the website, Instagram page, our website, Instagram, and also Facebook and YouTube at Idinka Ifa Temple. Okay. Thank you once again. I would like to end with as well. Olodumare, we ask that you would continue to hear us, continue to assist us in helping us to see the part of us that you see, to see ourselves the way that you see us. Help us to continue to sacrifice, to submit, to be devoted, to manifest miracles, and to walk in the confidence that we have already been successful. Help us throughout the week to produce great things. We thank you and we believe you. Aboru, Aboye, Aboshishe, Agboato. I thank you all so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Alone for this time, returning to the peace of my mind.